So excited. Right. Hey everyone, welcome. It's 12 noon. I want to start because it's jam-packed. I really respect your time as well. So happy Friday if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. No, Southern Hemisphere. And then happy Thursday to you guys there in the US and in Canada and the rest of North America. So my name is Ren Sagil. Just a quick intro. I've been in tech sales for 25 years, Alcatel-Lucent, now Nokia, Ruckus, Vodafone. I am now a fractional CRO and a sales coach and trainer. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys for rocking up on time. And I also have my friend here, Manbir, an executive coach. She's going to be my co-host supporting me today. So let's get into it. All right. So just to set expectations of what we will cover. So this is a lightning lesson, right? 30 minutes, it's going to be recorded. You can review it again. And it's how to identify high potential enterprise accounts. We were going to divide it into three. The advanced strategies. I hope it's advanced because it was just announced 4 days ago that I will share with you. Prioritize and select the highest leverage accounts and opportunities. And I know you know that because, for salespeople, for business owners, time is of the essence. And the stakeholder mapping. Now that you know what's the best accounts, what's the best opportunities, how do you actually engage with those clients, right? So my goal for you is to have one takeaway that you can apply in the sales field now and be a better sales professional. So we will spend majority of the 30 minutes on our lightning lesson. And business development is such a big topic with breadth and depth. So I'll share a couple of frameworks with examples. I even have I'm sharing with you a template of the email that I use when I reach out. And I'm not kidding, 95% of the time, execs or managers actually will respond to you because you've done so much work. So let's go. All right. So they say sales is a contact sport, like talk to lots of people and you'll have more sales, right? I don't know about you guys. That doesn't work for me. And then there's a new one, personalize at scale. How does that even work, right? How do you personalize at scale? Like, seriously, all of you guys, you're bombarded with emails and DMs. Like, people don't know you and they just pitch slap, right? And ABC, always be closing. So, sorry, we don't do that, right? So, it's always quality over quantity. For the last 25 years, I've done that. I was at Alcatel. We do a go, no go. What makes the opportunity winnable? You start with research. And there's so much available information out there that the sales professionals who beat their quotas do one thing consistently. They research before they reach out. They spend more time digging through the sales data upfront so they can focus on accounts with the most potential. So just food for thought for you guys. How much time do you actually spend researching and analyzing your account before you reach out to them? Just have a thought. Do you spend more time talking to them and doing a proposal and a presentation, or do you spend more time really prepping up? Is this the right account? Like, I know you guys are quite intelligent. You know why it's important to qualify, but we have to make sure that we don't want to waste our clients' time. Plus, you want to show expertise, right? When you're an expert, you build trust. Studies show that it takes 7 to 24 touch points to shorten 7 to 24 touch points to have a sales cycle. But you want to shorten that, right? And you want to exit low probability opportunity really early. By the way, when I say low probability, it doesn't mean that you're not going to close it, but maybe you're going to close it next year. And you have to nurture it, and you have to focus on those that you can quickly close. One of the key skills of really great salespeople as well is forecasting. And you know that, right? You need to have credibility when you're doing your forecast. And then you will increase your win rate and really build this rapport with your clients. So account research and sales intelligence, right? So a lot of you know that you need to leverage on your existing relationships. What are the values that they have? Like, if you're very innovative, you're in security, you're not going to call on a company that doesn't have those values. So these are a few points that you can look on. If they've closed an account that your counterpart closed in another country, or technologies and system. Like if your technology stack sits on Google Cloud or Azure, of course you're going to run to those all clients, right? So if you're not on the technical space, maybe you're in another vertical, think of what are the ecosystem within your industry that can align to these clients. And if they're growing, they're hiring you. Let's say you're with cybersecurity and they hire a new security manager. Oh, okay, that's a high potential account, right? And the last few months, I've seen so much buying signals on podcasts. Like if a CEO talks about a particular project, you're like, yes, I need to talk to these people. And there's also compelling events. So mergers, acquisitions, compliances, they just gotta have to do it, right? Restructure, new leadership. These are all the lists. By the way, I'll give you a copy of the slide. And also I have a resource page of all of the links that we will share with you. But I'd like to give you a demo. So before I give you a demo, I'm going to share with you these 9 questions that I ask for gathering sales intelligence, customer goals up to number 9, issues and trends. So I will copy paste a prompt that you will have access as well. So these are the key 9 questions I need to understand before I speak to a client, and you will learn so much from them. And the thing is, yeah, it's going to take me 30 minutes or whatever to get hold of them. But the thing is, this is an exercise that you really need to do. Yeah, it might take you like 30 minutes if you start doing it. I'm not sure if you're already doing it, but you'll see you'll be able to connect the dots once you understood your account. So what are the resources that you can use, right? Annual reports, websites, Google, LinkedIn, Apollos, Novio, Zoom Info, all of these tools, right? But I'm going to ask you one question. I'm not sure if I can do the poll while I'm presenting. Let me just check. Poll. Is it apps? No. I think I need to stop the recording before I can launch. Oh, here you go. No, it's okay. I'm gonna launch it now, and I would love to get your answer. Have you heard of Perplexity.ai? Just give you a few seconds. Nice. Oh, we have an expert. Awesome. Okay. So, all right. Thank you for sharing because I want to see I'm using Sales Navigator a lot, and Sales Navigator launched Account IQ. Unfortunately, Account IQ only works on the upper bracket, and I think it's $1,000 per month. And so if you're in the mid-market, I'm pretty sure not a lot of people are hesitant. But also it's very North America centric. If you're outside of the US and Canada, you don't have a lot of information. And third, they only focus on the top tier Fortune accounts. If it's less than like 600 or 500 employees, I don't really see a lot of information. So what we're going to do today, I will stop sharing our slide first. I'm going to show you how Perplexity works. Is that okay? Are you excited? I'm excited. Okay, so I already created the prompts. So I will share that prompt with you. Okay, so let me just copy paste the prompt now, and then I'll share with you Perplexity. Command C. Okay, now we'll have Perplexity here. Share. Okay. There you go. You can see my screen, Perplexity, right? So
Yes, we can.
awesome. I'm supposed to upgrade to enterprise. So if you go to enterprise, you can actually place your data. So you can connect it to your CRM or any database. And there's also a feature there that you don't want to share your information outside of Perplexity. So these are all called spaces here on the spaces page. And what I'm going to do, so this is new. This came out like 4 to 5 days ago. So you create a space, right? And I'm gonna call this space account IQ2 because I already use it for one of my clients the other day. And here on the custom instruction, I'm going to copy all of this, act as an enterprise BDM or sales rep or whatever you want to do, and develop a comprehensive profile for that account. And I'm going to continue and save. Okay, so that's account IQ 2. So can someone give me an account that they want to look at? Or everyone's shy and I'll just put it in. New messages. Hi, Chris. Oh, hi, Wagma. So do you guys, I'm from New Zealand. Let's say a really big account in Australia. Let's say Telstra, because I also took their annual report. Let's say my account is Telstra. My account is Telstra. Provide the account information as requested. So you can just key in all of the accounts that you want to check on or businesses, and you don't have to put all of the prompts because it's already there in the spaces. And you'll have 5 pro options every day, and then you have to upgrade. So let's press that. The good thing about Perplexity is that they have a reference, right? You know, AIs, they can be like on drugs sometimes. But this one, they really collect real data and reference. I don't know about you, but I'm really mind blown. So look at this one. Revenue streams and business model. What's their strategic direction and key initiatives? So this is quite technical, but if you are on the wellness space or some other industry, you can change the prompt. Like you can, if you're into coaching or if you're into data analytics, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You just have to change your prompts. But the key information is, look at this. What are the challenges and opportunities, right? And then, so now when you talk to your client, you're like, I've read in your annual report that this is one of your challenges. You don't go there and say, what makes you awake up at night? That is so 70s. So just saw Ellen is laughing. What makes you up at night? This guy is wasting my time. That's the first thing that they're think. But you know what is happening. And you know what? The other thing as well, I'm just gonna stop share, but this is something that I hope you find useful. When you spend this amount of time for really researching, digging deep, understanding who they are, annual reports. Oh, by the way, you can also, I'll share screen again. You can also do the annual report. So for example, so that's a pro search, right? There's a follow up here button, and you go like, okay, here is the annual report of Telstra. Please, I know it's an AI, but I don't know why. I always say please. Answer. Oh, I'm not sharing. I'm sorry. Okay. Am I sharing now? Yeah, okay. Here is the annual report of Telstra. Answer the same questions, right? Answer the same questions. And then you attach the annual report. So data privacy. So I placed the annual report of Telstra here. And then pro, right? So it's thinking, it's attaching the document. So if you're working on, I don't like RFPs, but unfortunately, if you're working on RFPs or any request for proposals or something, you can actually use that. And then now you ask him, right? So would the Perplexity give you a different answer? Yes, it would, because you attach a very specific document that it will check on. So it's still researching, and it's a very heavy document, so it might take some time, but you got the gist of it, right? I hope. So we need to progress because it's already 12:14. Okay, is that okay? You know how to use it now, right? So I hope that's useful, and let's go back to my slide. Full screen. um My apologies. I'm so slow, right? Okay, here you go. Share screen. Okay, I'm showing now. So also you can do Sales Navigator. I actually have 10 I because I am on a sales navigator plan, I have 10 referrals that I can give for 2 months demo if you haven't used Sales Navigator. So send me a DM if you want a trial and just send me your LinkedIn name and I can share with you how to free 2 months of Sales Navigator. So this is an exercise. You need to format your business to it. What are trigger events, any compliances, sustainability, cybersecurity. The thing is, once you kind of look at all of this information, it's gonna go like, ping, oh my God, this company actually really needs me. And your mindset will change from like you're cold calling, you're disturbing them to like if they talk to me, I give so much value to them. And it's concrete because it's their data. And I'll share with you actually an email on how to do it if you don't have any referral. Because I always do referral. I hardly do cold calling. So the second one is prioritize, right? So 80-20 rule doesn't really go far enough for me. Apply the 95 to 5 rule. Like imagine if you're going to send a very targeted email to someone or DM them, I don't know what your style is, 95% of time they'll come back to you because you're actually aligning to their values. And I'm going to show you how to build a business case. So you need to build the business case hypothesis or business problem hypothesis. So first, the business problem, right? Their situation, and I'll go into the details. And then what's your hypothesis that you will talk to them? And that's the key important part. So business problem. So what are the problems or results that your client need or want? So it can be results because we don't have a problem, but we need to have AI. Everyone is on the AI bandwagon right now. They don't even know what the applications are, but whatever. We want to do AI. So is that a result that they want? And then you have to, there's a shiny object syndrome with us as salespeople. Like, oh my God, this is such a good opportunity. But then like for example, there was one client of mine. They're selling software CRM, and they're working with another client. And I said, "What's the evidence that they actually want to change that CRM?" And it turns out there's no problem with their current CRM. The salespeople wasn't using it, which is normal. And so if they went through down that road, it's going to be 3 to 4 months, and they're still wasting their time. They're never going to change their platform, right? So you need to know what's the evidence that actually those problems exist. And the next one is the impact. So you need to put a number to those impact. And I'll show you how to do it in details as well. So now that you kind of figured out, okay, there's a business problem that I can solve, your client's business problem, plus how do they make decisions? You might ask me, like, Ren, I haven't even spoken to them. How would I know? You will. If you start looking at those annual reports, Sales Navigator, LinkedIn, website, you will find some stuff. And you're lucky if someone knows someone there or you actually know someone working for that company. But with the research, you'll be able to see what are those decision criteria they're working on. Then second, align it to you as your solution. So I'll give you a story. Way back in the day, I was a country manager for Ruckus Wireless, like the Wi-Fi, and we were really late in security and cloud strategy. Like we're so late. Our competitors, like Aruba, HP, everyone else, they're so good at that. But one good thing that we were good at in Ruckus is the Wi-Fi performance itself. So I was calling on Vodafone, and I closed a big contract with them, and even Telecom New Zealand. They had a project on IPTV. And in those days, like 10 years ago, 4K over Wi-Fi was unheard of at that time. It's so unheard of, right? Now, no, it's just the normal. And guess what? I won that deal. I didn't go after the government accounts who want tight security because I don't have that tight security. So you know what I mean? You gotta align your solution to what your client's problems are and what's their decision criteria. So the decision criteria is you gotta show 4K on my Wi-Fi over Wi-Fi. That's the criteria. Guess what? I'm the only one who got it, right? So, but now that's not anymore. That's not something that you'll win because everyone can do that. So what's an example? These are some example. Place a number on the value propositions that you're offering, right? 20% cost reduction, but not by discounting your proposal, okay? Really them having a cost reduction. Reduce risk, 90 days faster time to market. If they do it themselves, they're gonna do it in a year. You can do it in 90 days faster. So these are some numbers. I won't go through it, but I hope it just gives you an example to be very, very specific. And it's real. Like there's no like fake, right? You know it's real. You totally believe that you will make a difference in your client's life. So now you kind of figured out I have a business hypothesis. Who do I talk to? How do I figure it out? Where to start? I think that's one of the most challenging part, right? So this is an outline, but I'll go through it slide by slide. So first, understand the company structure. Believe it or not, there's very different company structure, right? There's a functional one, there's divisional, there's matrix. I don't know if you've heard of agile. That's another one that like you're just gonna be confused where who is. And there's a new one, Tiger Team. So I just discovered last week, I have a client, they have a Tiger Team for AI. Actually, Google does this all the time. So, you know, aside from your existing job, they form another group to do another project. And like if you're doing something about cybersecurity or AI or wellness or whatever, you gotta talk to these people. You gotta find them, right? So I have a kind of a joke here. So I'm from the Philippines, right? And we have a rice cake that we call bibingka. And the way you cook a bibingka is here there's a charcoal and under there's a charcoal as well. So there's a joke that we always say, cook like a bibingka. The way you manage your accounts, you gotta cook it on key management and users or tech teams or whatever. And when I was starting as an account manager, I was so scared to talk to the key management because I'm just like, oh my God, the users might be angry with me. And my boss told me, like, what do you got to lose? You're spending 6 months with those technical teams and the users, and you haven't lost anything. Oh, they might get upset with me. Why you haven't won anything? So I'm like in my head, yeah, you're right. So, there's multiple entry points. Obviously, it depends on the account and the relationship you have, but just think about it, right? Like cook like a bibingka. That's a joke. I hope you find that funny, but there's a joke in the Philippines. Like when I was a vendor, there's like I will look at Ericsson and Cisco. They're like, "Ah, you're cooking like a bibingka." Okay, so then now you look at the people, right? Research human beings. They're actually humans, and believe it or not, when I show you the template that I have for emails, LinkedIn direct messaging is so, so powerful. Like I get more response on DMs and emails, especially if you're sharing thought leadership on LinkedIn. I know it's kind of difficult. I'm getting burned out as well with LinkedIn, but you know what? We gotta do it. So look at their company page. If they don't post a lot, you'll see something on their company page, and then you can refer to it. So in Sales Navigator, I'm sorry I didn't share with you my Sales Navigator because I have so many clients in there. And then podcast. Podcast is another thing. Communities, industry events. I went to the AI forum. I met so many people. So research those humans, right? Then another one is map their roles. So I know in a structure you'll have the boss and the users, right? But actually, it doesn't mean that you're talking to an engineer. He's not a decision maker. You'll be surprised that a lot of CTOs look up to their engineers to make decisions. Really hands on. So have a think of um, don't judge them by their key role. Look at, do they do decision making? Again, you'll have a copy for this so you can look at it, and also look at their inner circles. You'll be really surprised that there's a CEO and then directly talking to the engineer, and then the chief COO is not talking with them. So map it out. Write down what are their key roles and who's who in the inner circle. So This is an example of an email that would really get you in with your client or prospect. So I made this up, but I was thinking about a real scenario. So if you look at the personal subject line here, so I learned this from a LinkedIn sales course. I forgot the name of the instructor, but that's not me, but I think it's really smart, right? If you look at it, Charisse plus water meter, app plus fractional, let's say my company, does that even make sense? But that will make sense to the person. That will really make sense to her. She's gonna go like, oh my God, she knows what she's talking about. And be non-salesy and respectful, right? I don't know what these emails that I receive, like trying to be cool, but I'm just like, it's a spam. So we have yet to be properly introduced, but I'm Ren Sagil, the account director of Fractional. I'm reaching out. So this is your business problem hypothesis because of your new project that I saw. That's a company name. They have a project. This is a real company, but the person is not real. I have to find out who the person is. So they're having this project, and I read their annual report, and I said we'll be able to enable you guys to reach their goals. So these are the goals that they wrote. And then I wrote their situation. I knew they were having problems with water. What's their compelling event? They have to reach it in 20, I think 23 years from now. So no, just writing those things that you actually know about. And here are some of our successful projects, which is an example of that. If you're up for this, let me more. And by the way, don't ever send a calendar link. I hate it. Like, I'm a CEO, dude. Why are you sending me a calendar link? Don't you think so? I'm just like, what the heck? It's just so it's not healthy, guys. Okay, so don't. So just say hey, whatever, and then great to meet you. Then not push it. First time, sometimes they don't respond immediately. Then you do a gentle follow up. Normally Thursdays and Fridays are really good because they're not that stressed. I actually asked the CEO Bart Giordano. We're gonna have a sales leadership conversation next week on a lightning lesson. I asked him. He said, "Ren, Thursdays and Fridays are really good. We're more relaxed. Also, uh, do a follow up." I said, what's a not so, if it's an important email that you'll get value from, how many number of follow-ups? It's interesting. He said 4 or 5. Imagine that, 4 or 5, but don't be annoying. Like put a spaces and be funny. So I would normally say, hey, I'm so sorry to be needy, but I think you know me by now. If this will be really worth your time, 5 minutes, I'm telling you. So just be funny on the third and the fourth because they kind of know you now, and they're warming up, and then you'll see it's working. So strategy is not about predict. We're over time. I'm so sorry. Strategy is not about predicting the future. It's about shaping it. That's my favorite strategist, Dr. Roger Martin. So, strategy is not planning. Strategy is an integrated set of choices that positions you to win. So you need to make those decisions on where to go. You can't just change it. And then once you have that, your competitive positioning, you're creating unique value for your customers, then life in sales is so much easier. All right. So I have a few minutes. I need to share with you my course. I'm doing Elite Sales Athlete, win high value enterprise deals. There's 250 discount here if you use the code, and it's going to run on November 12th in North America. It's going to be the 13th for us here in New Zealand and Australia. So let me know if you're keen. And next week we'll have another lightning lesson with Bart Giordano, the CEO of Ruckus. I never reported to him because he was a BDM head during my time, but I've maintained relationship with him, and he's one of the best leader out there. So better join us if you're interested in sales leadership. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing, and you can stay around. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for joining, and you'll receive the resource page. It's a Notion and a Google Doc. I don't know if you can share it, Manbir, here, or so in that Notion doc and that Google Doc, you'll be able to see links to resources, also the copy of the prompt, and also some of the documents that I have on the newsletters. So thank you so much.